Hello and welcome to the module on exploratory data analysis, where we'll be looking at certain codes which would give you an idea of your dataset as well as allow us to look at how your dataset is distributed. For the purpose of the module, I am using a dataset with the top 50 songs from Spotify. So the first code I like to use is describe. You can also use the ESC and get the same output. Describe gives us an idea about the variables in your dataset. For example, all the variable names, what kind of, how is it stored? For example, is it a byte or an integer, which are both numerical variables, whole numbers actually, or whether it's a string, which can be alphanumerical. The number out here, 70 or 16, denotes the number of characters which would which are allowed in that particular variable. For example, it would be an alphanumerical string of length 70 or 16 respectively. It also gives us an idea about what the variable consists of. Track name and artist name are straightforward enough, but then you have artist sex with 0 is equal to male and 1 is equal to female, which tells me that it's a binary variable. It also tells you about the number of observations and the number of variables in the data set. The next one I like to use is Codebook. So again, if I type Codebook, I'm going to get an output for the entire data set. You may not always want that, so what you can do is you can type in particular variables. For example, Codebook. Let's look at track name. Artist sex and beats per minute. All right, let's have a look. All right, so it gave me an output for the 3 variables I mentioned. So it tells me that track name, again, it's a string variable. It's also good to know that the longest input is of length 64, and then you have 50 unique values, so there's no repetition, and none are missing. It also gives you some examples about the names which are entered. Coming to artist sex, you can see that the range is from 0 to 1, and you can see that there are only 2 unique values. So again, that tells me that it's a binary variable. 37 males, 37 zeros, and 10 ones, so 10 females, with 3 inputs missing. And then you have the beats per minute. So out here, it gives you the range again. It also gives you the number of unique values, and missing is 0. But out here specifically, it gives you the mean and the standard deviation. For artist sex, it calculated a frequency table, but for beats per minute, it gives you the percentiles. So you have your 25th percentile, your 75th percentile. You can calculate the interquartile range with that, as well as the median or the 50th percentile. You can also look at code books for a particular group. For example, if you want to look at beats per minute again, if artist sex is equal to let's say for female singers. So since there were 10 values, it created a frequency table again. And then it gives you the other information as well, the range and the missing variables. Oh, sorry, the missing data. All right, so the next code you can look at is summarize. Let's stick with beats per minute. So it gives me the number of observations, the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum and maximum. But in case I would like to have more details about the particular variable, I can add detail over here. So again, it provides me with the percentiles, 25th, 58th, 75th, the number of observations, the mean, the standard deviation, so on and so forth. Now, if you want to summarize beats per minute by artist sex, what we can do is by sex sort and then summarize beats per minute. And then let's add details. So what is done, it's provided me with the summary of beats per minute according to artist sex. So for males, for females, and it's also giving you information about the missing data. The next code we can look at is tabulate. It's a frequency table. So tabulate artist sex. So the 37 males and 10 female singers, it gives you the percentage as well as the cumulative percent. The total. So if you can notice out here, there are 3 missing values. So if you want to include that in your table, you can ask data to include the missing values. There you go. If you had another binary variable along with artist sex, what you can do is also cross tabulate. What you would have to do is type in tabulate artist sex, and then you could put the variable name, the name of the second variable. But unfortunately, I don't have any other binary variable. So what this would do is provide a 2x2 table with both variables included, artist sex as well as the second variable. The next thing you can look at is sort. So let's have a look at the data. And you can see that it's not sorted according to ID. The numbers are not in the ascending order. So let's do sort ID. As you can see, it's arranged by ascending order. You can also combine variables for sorting. So you can do sort ID and artist name. Or sorry, let's do track name. What that would do is it would first sort the data by ID, and in case there was a tie, in case there were 2 number 5s out here, it would go in and sort the 2 tracks by the names alphabetically, and then go on to order the data set by ID. But as you saw, it sorts the data according to the ascending order. If you want to go in the descending order, you have to use gsort. Follow that with a negative sign, which stands for the descending order. And then let's try it with popularity. So now let's look at the variables for popularity, and there you go. You can see that it's sorted in the descending order. This is useful sometimes. So if I want to, if I sorted the data set according to popularity. Now let's say that I want to list the top 10 popular songs. So all I have to do is list track name. And okay, let's look at singers as well. So list artist name in the top 10. So in 1 to 10. It gave me the top 10 popular songs because I sorted the data set by popularity. If I just sorted it by ID, it would just, it wouldn't have any relation with the popularity variable. Gsort can also be used for the normal ascending order. You just have to replace the negative sign with a positive sign. And let's list Then again, you can see because we sorted it in the descending order, there's a difference in the songs names. List can also be used along with the if function. So let's see. So list name as well as the artist name. So what I'm doing out here is I'm trying to list all the song names as well as the singers who are female. There you go. So it gives me the track names as well as the artist names. All right. That brings us to an end to the first module. I hope to see you soon in the second one, where we would be looking at ways to graphically visualize the dataset. Thank you.